My boots crunched on the sterile white gravel of base Armacron as I stepped out of the transport shuttle. The air, recycled and filtered, still held a faint tang of ozone, a constant reminder that this wasn't Earth. New base, new mission. Standard operating procedure for a Pathfinder. What wasn't standard was the briefing I'd just received. Pathfinder Kalen, Commander Valerus had stated, his holographic projection flickering slightly, "Your next assignment is a deep space reconnaissance mission to Sector Gamma 7. High risk, high reward. You'll be accompanied by a companion." I'd braced myself for the usual, another seasoned Pathfinder, maybe a specialist in xenolinguistics or zero-G engineering. What I got was a curveball from across the galaxy. "This is Subject Rho," Valerus continued, and the projection shifted to reveal her. She was humanoid, undeniably, but the similarities ended there. Her skin shimmered with an iridescent quality, shifting subtly through shades of amethyst and sapphire. Her eyes, large and almond-shaped, were a startling emerald green, devoid of pupils. And her hair, if you could call it that, was a cascade of bioluminescent tendrils that pulsed with a soft, internal light. Subject Rho is a member of the Lumina species, recently established diplomatic relations with the Confederacy, Valerus explained, his voice devoid of emotion. She possesses unique sensory capabilities and a natural aptitude for navigating complex energy fields, assets that will be invaluable for this mission. She has been designated your companion. My companion. An alien girl. The words echoed in my mind. Now, standing on the landing pad, I saw her for the first time in person. She was taller than me, slender but with an underlying grace that spoke of quiet strength. She stood perfectly still, her head tilted slightly, as if listening to something beyond human perception. A junior officer, looking distinctly uncomfortable, gestured towards her. "Pathfinder Kalen, this is Rho." I extended a hand, a gesture of peace and greeting on Earth. She regarded it with those unblinking emerald eyes, then slowly, hesitantly, mirrored my movement. Her touch was cool, almost ethereal, and I felt a faint tingle, like static electricity, across my palm. "Kalen," I said, my voice perhaps a touch too gruff. "Pathfinder Kalen." A soft, melodic hum resonated from her. It wasn't a language I understood, but there was an unmistakable curiosity in the sound. Then, in perfectly synthesized Terran standard, a voice spoke, smooth and resonant, though clearly not from her own vocal cords. "Rho. Companion. Kalen." The mission briefing had stated that the Luminas communicated primarily through telepathy and energy manipulation, but that they had been equipped with translation devices for interspecies diplomacy. Hers was likely built into her comm unit, a sleek, almost invisible band around her wrist. "Right," I said, dropping my hand. "So, Rho. We're heading to Sector Gamma 7. Reconnaissance." She simply nodded, those luminous tendrils of hair swaying gently. There was no awkwardness from her side, no social cues missed or misinterpreted. She was simply present. And utterly alien. The first few days were an adjustment. Rho moved with an unearthly stillness, her steps silent, her presence often announced only by the faint, shimmering aura that seemed to cling to her. She didn't sleep in the traditional sense, instead entering periods of deep meditation, during which her bioluminescence intensified, filling our shared quarters with a soft, shifting light. Communication was sparse, at least verbally. She seemed to understand my commands and questions, responding with brief, precise answers through her translator. But the true communication happened in other ways. When I was running diagnostics on the ship's navigation system, she would stand nearby, and I'd feel a subtle shift in the ship's ambient energy, a gentle hum that somehow conveyed understanding, even a kind of quiet approval. During our first simulated asteroid field navigation, my sensors glitched. Panic started to prickle, but then a flash of amethyst light flared from Rho's hands, and suddenly, the asteroid field on my screen became a vibrant, multi-layered projection of energy signatures, each rock distinct, each trajectory clear. She was literally showing me the path, not just calculating it. "Impressive," I muttered, my hand hovering over the controls. Her head tilted again. "Efficiency," her translator chirped. As we journeyed deeper into unexplored space, Rho's unique abilities proved invaluable. She could detect subtle energy fluctuations that my ship's advanced sensors missed, guiding us through nebulae and past unseen anomalies. Her presence was like having an extra layer of perception, an organic sensor array that saw the universe in ways I couldn't even begin to comprehend. One evening, while performing routine maintenance, I found myself watching her. She was tracing intricate patterns on the condensation on the viewport, her glowing fingertips leaving trails of light that slowly faded. It wasn't just a random doodle, there was a complex, almost mathematical beauty to it. "What are you doing?" I asked, surprising myself with the question. She turned, her emerald eyes meeting mine. "Mapping," she responded. "Energy currents. Within the void." "You're mapping space with your fingers?" I scoffed, then immediately regretted it. She didn't react with offense, only with that quiet, almost serene presence. "More efficient than your instruments for certain frequencies," she said. And I realized, then, that this wasn't just about her being useful. This was about a fundamental difference in perception, a way of understanding the universe that transcended my own. She wasn't just a companion, she was a bridge to something new, something profound. The initial discomfort had faded, replaced by a nascent curiosity. We were two disparate beings, thrust together by circumstance, bound for the unknown. And for the first time in a long time, the prospect of the unknown didn't feel so isolating. It felt shared. I still had a million questions. About her species, her homeworld, her thoughts on the vast emptiness we were traversing. But for now, as the stars stretched out before us, an infinite tapestry of light and shadow, I knew one thing for sure: my next mission, with my alien companion, was going to be anything but ordinary. It was going to be an adventure of a lifetime.